In this video, I will show you how to create any motion graphic effect with AI. And as a video editor with over 500 million views to my name, I was shocked with the results. But most editors that use this tool get broken and unfinished results. That's why I'll actually show you how to get to the final step with working animations. So pay attention and watch until the end. Right, so the tool that we're going to use is called motionvid.ai. And as you can see, you can generate a lot of different styles of animations, right? You can generate these geo layers, custom pie charts, messaging templates, and a bunch of other animations that you can see in the templates right here. And I'm going to show you how to actually create your own custom animations. But first, I want to go through a quick overview of one of these templates just so you can see how easy it is to customize any of these pre-built templates. And later on, I'll even show you how to create your own sketches so that you can import them into this website and then generate animations based off of your sketches. But I'm going to start with a template like this. So basically, I'm going to want to change all of these texts and the icons that you see inside of them because I have 3 different icons picked that I want to import into this animation. And you can actually upload reference images and import images for these animations so that they can actually be customized. So I basically created a prompt to explain what texts I want to change and what I wanted to replace them with. And down the bottom, I told it to replace the icons in the boxes with the ones I imported. So now I'm going to download these 3 icons from Freepik and I'm going to scroll down here to upload image and I'm going to do import images. So I went ahead and uploaded these 3 images and I'm going to just send this prompt off. But you see, the first major skill that people don't understand is that they send 1 to 3 prompts and just leave it at that. And so if you take into consideration how long it takes for some animations to actually be created when you're using After Effects and stuff, it doesn't make sense to just stop after 1 to 3 prompts. Because ultimately, if you can actually nail this animation with the AI tool, you're still going to end up saving yourself a bunch of time. And keep in mind, these tools are only going to get better. That's why it's so important you actually learn this skill now so that you don't get replaced by others who learned it before you. Okay, so here's our animation. Animation tools, adding tools, and hardware. Nice. It changed everything I wanted. It changed all of the text, and it even imported the icons correctly in the right box. Because if you look at the images I imported in here, it's in a different order than where I put these in. And I just realized that this also changed the text down the bottom because these texts were different to the yellow ones down here. But it changed them based on, what's inside of this box. So that's kind of cool. I'll show you how to create far better animations than this later in the video. But first, let's improve this some more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this and I'll drag it into ChatGPT and say, I need you to act like a professional prompt engineer and write a prompt for my motion graphics agent. Right now they just fade in, but I want them to appear desaturated and then have some computer mouse click on each, and when it clicks them, the boxes get colored. Create a detailed prompt for this. Send that off to O3. Okay, so then it generated me this prompt, which I didn't like. So I told it to explain in simple English what should happen. So now we have this prompt. So I'm just basically going to paste it in, click on enhance prompt with AI, and then we're going to generate this again. Okay, let's see what it generated. So it has the boxes and it has the color change, but it only focused on that and actually removed everything else I had. But that's an easy fix. I uploaded a reference image of the template of the animation, and I'm going to go back and say, good, now make the icon smaller, follow the format in the reference image, and add text like in the reference image. Do not change anything else about the animation, keep the same effects. I'm also going to enhance this with AI, why not? And what I'm going to do is change this to 5 seconds rather than 15 because we don't need it that long. Now, while this is generating, I'm going to go back and create another animation. I'm going to give it a very simple prompt this time. I'm going to say, create an iPhone calling animation with the caller being money. And over here, I'm going to change the style to glass morphism, create new video. All right, so let's see what this generated. Money calling. Nice, this is actually pretty sick. I mean, this is completely different than what I wanted, but because I changed the style over here, it generated this cool animation. Okay, I'm just going to download this as is, even though it was just that one prompt, just to show you guys how to actually download these. It's very simple. You click on this download button and you click on start render. But okay, I'll leave that rendering and let's go back to our other animation over here and see how this looks. Okay, so now we have the text, we have the icon, we have the color change, but the background is not nice. So let me just change that real quick. Okay, let's make it light gray. And guys, this looks super high quality. Like, take a look at this. We even have like a little circle mask when the mouse actually clicks on it. The bounce is super smooth, and all of this was done with only 3 prompts. Keep in mind, I can customize everything about this, and I can render this as a transparent layer, like so. But let's put this into comparison really quickly. This tool is at its very, very early stages, right? And I'm not even just talking about this tool specifically. I mean like AI editing tools in general. They are only going to get better as time goes on. And we will reach the point that these tools are going to be better than the average human or average editor editing them, right? Like, you should be testing constantly. You should have subscriptions to all of these different tools because you're a video editor, and you will be replaced by the editors who are using these tools. And look, I'll be honest, this tool isn't like end all be all. I probably won't use it in that many of my projects because of how simple they are, but I'm still going to practice with the tools so that I'm up to date with AI tools. And by the way, if you don't want to be buying all these subscriptions to all these different AI tools and you don't know which one to use and how to use them, how to prompt them, how to generate the right images, all that kind of stuff, I've made guides on all of this. It's all in the MM Bootcamp down here in AI Mastery, and soon we're going to be releasing a course on how I actually landed VidIQ as a client. You can check it out with the link down below. Okay, so I just went ahead and created this, which is what I actually wanted from the start, is a very basic animation of, you know, money calling. And obviously there's some broken stuff. Again, this is where you have to come in and just fix these things up. You send over a reference image of an icon that you want down here and start touching these animations up, because it's a very exciting time to live in if you're a video editor, because there's so many different tools that are dropping right now, and it's only a matter of time before someone actually gets it all right. And just so you know, I don't want you to make the wrong decision. Be aware this tool is not perfect. There is a lot of bugs, there is a lot of glitches. It's newly released and you might not actually get the effects that you're hoping for, right? So keep in mind, right now these are just very basic animations that it can actually create. But I think that the second skill that most people do not know is the skill of just thinking long term. Because sure, in like a 1 or 2 month time horizon, the editor who actually focuses on After Effects would probably beat the editor who just focuses on these AI animations, since they are very basic right now. However, if you expand that time horizon to 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, I strongly think that the editor who's only learning AI animations right now is going to be far ahead of the editor who's only learning After Effects. I strongly believe that. Anyway, that's my point of view. But okay, before we test like the more advanced animations that this tool has to offer, what we're going to do is, I actually need to blur this because this was a part of the landing the top 1% clients course that we just dropped in the MM Editing Bootcamp, link down below. But what we're going to do is basically sketch something that we want animated, right? Okay, I'm really bad at drawing, so I'm just going to draw a stickman. Okay, so I just drew 2 stickman over here, and I'm going to go back to the main page and try drawing to animation, right? Okay, so I imported the image, and I'm going to do the same to ChatGPT and say, create a short prompt for the animation AI about this sketch, because O3 can actually scan the image in detail. Okay, so animation prompt, 2 stick figure warriors fighting each other. So as you can see, I have the image imported, and I have the prompt, and I'm not even going to enhance this one. I'm going to keep this as is. I kind of want to just test a very simple prompt now. And while this is generating, I want to tell you about the third skill that you must have when you're vibe editing, right? The third skill is your ideas. Because something like this, for example, if I added this to a video, it can be added as, you know, like a joke to a vlog or something, right? I wouldn't add this to some sort of like VSL that's actually trying to be serious, right? But like if it was like some dropshipper doing some sort of vlogs and he just made some joke about money calling, I could just pop this up on screen, add like the Money Talks song or whatever, and, you know, it would just be funny edit, right? And that goes for like these effects that we'll get into in a second, like the more advanced ones. It's just the idea, you know? You don't need to try create the most complicated animations all the time. You just need a good idea and execute upon that idea. But okay, let's see what this generated. I'm not liking this one, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this animation. Okay, and just so you know, you can actually generate some pretty cool stuff with this. Like, as you can see, this guy is clearly better at sketching than me, so he sketched out something like this, and he got like basically a whole solar system in here, you know? I can't be asked with this animation. I'm just going to call this one a fail. Okay, since this was a fail, and since this might be one of those complicated animations that I told you is just not yet possible, right? What I did here is I drew a spiral, I took a screenshot of it, and basically asked ChatGPT for another prompt, and I'm going to see if we can create like a simple spiral animation like this. So let me paste the prompt, and then I'm going to import the image, and let's just send this off. But okay, let's see. So, I mean, look, it actually did draw a spiral, right? So yeah, the sketch feature actually does work. But I do want to stress that there is actually some good animations I might actually use in here, right? Like this one, for example, is kind of nice, you know? You can customize the text in the middle, and it has this cool magnifying glass that focuses on the text. Or this Dan Coe style animation, which, you know, it's not the best right now, but I think this is already better than some editors can even edit. Like, I know editors that don't even know how to use After Effects. So if they were doing this on Premiere Pro, it would actually take them quite a long time, right? So lastly, I'm going to edit this, but I also want to explain the fourth skill that you must need when you're vibe editing, and that's constant upskilling. And by the way, this doesn't mean one-dimensional thinking, like just editing or just prompting or whatever. This means everything. Upskill yourself in every single aspect of editing. That could be in, you know, Photoshop. That could be in choosing the right color palettes, in the style, in the music, in the tone, in everything that you actually do should be constantly being upskilled. And what that's going to do is that's going to put you in a frame of mind that will make you test tools more aggressively, right? Like if I bought this tool just to actually use it for all of my animations and I was expecting it to replace my animation skills, obviously I would have left unhappy. But if I bought this tool because I was interested to see where the AI video editing motion graphics space is, and I wanted to upskill my prompts, upskill my AI video editing, and just learn, then I'm not going to leave dissatisfied because I knew what I was signing up for, right? And so look, I'm going to try to generate this into circles just to see if it works. But look, either way, I'm going to continue testing out this tool because I still have a bunch of generations on it. Alright, this looks really cool, and again, I just want to stress the importance of this, right? Like, it changed all of the shapes to squares, but it understood to even change the little shapes in here, right? But look, I want to make a prediction. In the next 2 years, I think 80% of animations are going to be replaced. Now, I'm not going to predict what tool or website. I don't know if motionvid.ai is going to be the one. Maybe it's Hera.ai. Maybe Adobe are going to come out with some sort of AI motion graphics website, whatever. But I do think that this space is about to explode. With that being said, that was motionvid.ai. Check it out if you want. I do have a link for it down below. Subscribe if you want to see more. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Instagram, whatever. You know what's up. All the links are in the description. And if you're a video editor, I hope to see you inside the Emma Bootcamp. Take care.